Hey folks, hope you're keeping safe out there. Today it's a Marvel Legends figure review, and it's of the Marvel Legends Wakanda Forever wave, well, classic comic book Black Panther. And oh, look at this thing, it's a beautiful figure, isn't it? This is this is the only figure from that wave I'm going to get because it just looks so damn good, and it's such a classic design that I absolutely love. You know me, I love all the classic Marvel designs. Most of you out there know Black Panther, but you know how I do things around here. A little bit of interesting backstory, or less than interesting backstory, but I like to do it anyway. Black Panther first appeared in Fantastic Four number 52 back in 1966, co-created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I'm not going to go into the whole Stan and Jack thing, but you know, apparently they worked together to create Black Panther. Really great in his first appearance. Basically, he lured the Fantastic Four to Wakanda, a highly technologically advanced African nation hidden away in the, I think, either the jungle or savannah, depending on the era and who's writing it. But the whole idea was he lured them in so he could hunt them down as sort of like a rite of passage / training / seeing how strong they were. And he did. He managed to defeat them all, entrap them all, but they also managed to escape and prove their strength and their worth as warriors. And yeah, Black Panther needed their help to get revenge on the man who killed his father and was now attacking his nation, Ulysses Claw. If you watch the Black Panther films, you kind of know the character, though he's a bit more fleshed out in the comic books until he stops being flesh. But yeah, with the Fantastic Four's help, he defeats Claw. Claw then goes on to gain superpowers and become, well, just Claw, like Madonna, in just one word. A sound-based supervillain who actually is pretty much, yeah, I'd say, the ongoing nemesis of the Black Panther. He's actually got a really cool timeless design that I actually like. It's really simple, very Kirby-esque. As I say, it's kind of timeless. I do love it. After that, Black Panther proved so popular, he got his own ongoing series. And over the decades, there's pretty much always a Black Panther series in print because he's such a popular and iconic character. And yeah, there's never a good reason not to print a Black Panther book. In fact, actually, one of my favourites was Marvel Knight's Black Panther. The art was by pardon me. The art was by John Romita Jr. It's just such a great, impactful book. It's a sort of, it begins as a modernised retelling of the Black Panther's origins, minus the Fantastic Four, and a more kind of realistic, almost Ultimate Comics style storytelling method. I really love it. It's a great series, and this figure, in fact, is, I'd say, 99.9% based on Black Panther's representation in that book, or his appearance, should I say. It's a wonderful classic and yet again timeless design that is just a beautiful thing to behold, and is both practical, regal, and just oozes charisma and menace in equal terms. And as I say, I can gush over the Black Panther costume in this book until the cows come home. It's a great book. If you can find it, I really recommend reading it. Or if you don't want to read it, there's actually an animated series based on it. Now, they take some liberties with the story. They change certain characters around. I think most notably, they exchanged the Rhino for the Juggernaut for some. The Juggernaut for the Rhino for some reason. Was it the way around? No. Rhino in the books, Juggernaut in the animation. But apart from that, it's a really good retelling of it. It's like those classic Marvel cartoons where they take comic book panels and animate them. So it is just like dead on the art of Romita, and it's just, oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch. Though, of course, that's not the only animated thing Black Panther's appeared in. I actually first got introduced to Black Panther in the old Fantastic Four cartoon. I say old, I mean the 90s. It's old to most of you. And they did a retelling of his comic book origin in there. That's a really great thing to watch. It's on Disney Plus. I actually recommend, tracking it down and just giving it a quick look. It's really cool. And also, it's probably his best modern appearance in cartoons and animation was in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon. Yet again, they redid his origins, but rather than having the Fantastic Four be involved, just with the Avengers. And just like with the Fantastic Four, he ended up just kicking the backsides of all the Avengers to prove his point and sort of assert dominance, that's the phrase. And he was just so goddamn cool. I think it's pretty safe to say that most people out there, though, will know Black Panther from his MCU appearance by the late, great Chadwick Boseman. That movie was just absolutely splendid. It's an iconic film. It's a genre-defining film, and for most people, well, for a lot of people, shall I say, it's damn near unbeatable. as just great black representation in cinema. And I really do love the film, and I'm really looking forward to the sequel coming out this year, Wakanda Forever. I kind of would love to have known what the film would have been if Chadwick Boseman hadn't passed away, but I'm still looking forward to what this one's going to be. And this figure is actually from the Marvel Legends wave for that film. It comes with a Build-A-Figure piece for the movie's version of Atuma, but I'm not counting that. I never count Build-A-Figure pieces. But yeah, that's the a quick backstory on the Black Panther. There's a figurehead character in Marvel Comics, timeless, iconic, always relevant, always cool, always the most badass hero you can ever imagine. A king, a leader, just the Black Panther. If ever there's an opportunity to pick up a Black Panther book, I recommend it. They're always good. And speaking of good, getting back to this figure because, oh boy, this is great. This figure uses the recently created Vulcan pinless male book body. It's actually a fantastic book. It's really, really good. It's, as I say, pinless. It's got butterfly joints on the shoulders, a decent ab crunch, all double joints, everything you want in a Marvel Legend, basically. Could it have a bit of better articulation? Maybe. I mean, if you look at the recent retro Spider-Man, the pinless one and the previous one that had pins but was still like the main retro one, they had a diaphragm joint, and the new one has toe articulation. I think adding those two things would take this figure from being near perfect to absolutely perfect. But at the same time, I can't complain because this figure does every pose you really want it to do. And it does it with style and flair. And this sort of semi-gloss and matte blacks, the light greys on the newly sculpted pieces, the gloves and the boots are cast in a grey with detailed stripes on them, or sort of lines to indicate the way they're drawn in the comic books. They're fantastic to look at. I'm half tempted to maybe put some panel liner in there just to make the details pop, but I don't know if it needs it or not. Really nice thing is that the toes on the feet are done in the sort of ninja-esque two-toe design from the comic books. It's a little detail they could have missed, but it really elevates the figure. And the figure comes with a pair of clawed hands, just look absolutely great. As you'd expect a Black Panther figure to have, these clawed hands are quite expressive. They work for attacks, but they also work for gesturing or just having there as a... I don't know, they kind of work as holding hands if you can find something that fit in, but it's Black Panther, the claws should always be out. He also comes with a pair of fists, and just like the claws, they both have the sculpted on lines to fit the gloves, or to match the gloves, shall I say. Fists are fine. I kind of understand why he's got them in there, because you could have just got away with just having him with clawed hands, but the fists are nice. He's a puncher, he's a boxer as well as a slasher in the comic books, and they do work really well. I love it. It's just so minimalist, the design. It looks so fantastic, and God, I love it. The cape he comes with is really nice. It's a hard plastic, but it doesn't really get in the way. It's a nice short cape with nice detailing at the front of the cord. It's matte on the outside, gloss on the inside, which just looks absolutely beautiful. What's really nice is you can also remove it to have a more streamlined Black Panther, because obviously in some appearances he has the cape, sometimes he doesn't. Normally when he's in action, he doesn't have the cape. The cape's more of a like a symbol or a sign of office, or more of a ceremonial thing, but without it, this figure just, oh, look at it. The only thing I could probably say is, as far as accessories go, I kind of wish he came with an unmasked T'Challa head. I know a lot of people out there have actually been using the unmasked, the Afro-Caribbean head that comes with the S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent Trooper 2-pack. I can see it, it kind of works. I wish it did have a dedicated Ramita art-based T'Challa head, but that's an option I might track down myself. And to be fair, if the only thing you can say about a figure that's a detraction is I kind of wish it came with an extra unmasked head, that's pretty high praise for the figure. Comparing him to other figures in my collection, here he is with that aforementioned retro Spider-Man. As you can see, this figure is still quite bulky compared to Spider-Man, which is what you want. Black Panther is acrobatic, but not too slender. And yeah, I do kind of wish he had the... I could maybe live without the diaphragm joint, but I really wish he had the toe joint just to get some real, like, stalking poses. This figure can do that really well, but that little extra level of articulation would just been the icing on the cake. He's a slightly bigger figure. The retro thing from the Fantastic Four wave. That thing was probably my favourite figure from last year, and this Black Panther is getting up there. There's only one other figure. Well, okay, spoiler alert, I'm not going to count Galactus in my Marvel Legends figures of the year as my favourite. It's too big of a thing. It's a thing in its own category. But there's only really one other Marvel Legends been released this year that might beat Black Panther. and I'm probably going to review it next week as a bit of a spoiler. But Black Panther compared to my my Marvel Legend of the Year for last year, the two just look so brilliant together. And here he is with a even larger character, the Juggernaut. I just thought I'd throw him in there just to show he's compared to a very, very big figure, like a Build-A-Figure scale figure. As you can see, he's smaller, but Black Panther still always looks imposing. Yeah, it kind of makes me wish I hadn't got rid of my Claw figure. Because you see, there was a Claw figure, a modern one, that was released with Shuri, his Black Panther's sister, when she was the Black Panther. It's a really, really great figure. It was kind of swirly, metallic plastic. I kind of hope they might re-release it in a bit more of a bit more of a matte colour scheme to go with this Black Panther, because having the two of them together on the shelf would just be beautiful. So yeah, my final thoughts. This is a fantastic. I've said fantastic far too many times. This is a brilliant, stupendous, très magnifique of a figure. It's everything I want a Black Panther figure to be. It does everything I want it to do. Could it have more articulation? Yes, but I can say that about nearly every Marvel Legends figure. It's photogenic, it's sculpted really well. For the bits of it that need to be uniquely sculpted, have been uniquely sculpted. They've not skimmed by painting detail that could be sculpted. They've actually sculpted it on. It just looks just tremendous. It has shelf presence. It's an historic figure in as far as it represents a historically iconic character. It just oozes presence, and if you can get it, you have to get it. There's no Marvel Legends collection should not have this figure. It's easy to get him in. I got him off Amazon. Most toy stores have him in. Like Smith's are going to have him in soon. HMV, all the usual like Inderman, Kapow, Comics and Cocktails. Anyway, you can get him. I recommend getting him. He's a must-have of a figure. Well, folks, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment if you'd like. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe for more content in the future. Until next time, folks, I want you all to stay safe, stay sane, and keep on rolling. And I'll see you all next time. Ta-da!